that where you are? Don't you know I need my phone to record some memory hacks for GCSE Biology? Diffusion, osmosis, active transport, let's go. Number one, what does high concentration and low concentration even mean? So I want you to remember that if you had a bottle of Robinson's orange squash, it will say on it, concentrated. What's it saying? It's basically saying that in its raw form, in the bottle, if you just poured that out in a glass, you're gonna have a lot of juice particles in there in a given volume, right? It's gonna be really strong, basically, it's concentrated. Now, if I put some water in that squash, you know what? It's gonna be less concentrated. So before it was highly concentrated because you had lots of juice particles. Now it's less concentrated because you've got more water particles, you've got less juice particles in there. Number two, we know that diffusion goes from a high concentration to a low concentration. So does osmosis, right? But how can you remember that? I want you to imagine you're in your classroom and all the kids in that classroom, so you've got 20 kids there, they all get squashed into the corner, okay? Now, you've got a high concentration of students in the corner, right? What are they naturally going to do? Naturally, once you let them go, they're going to spread out, they're going to diffuse from that high concentration place to where there's low concentration in the rest of the classroom. So just like that, diffusion and osmosis, they go from a high concentration to a low concentration, and that's natural. It does not require energy. Number three, what is the effect of temperature on diffusion and osmosis? Coming back to the classroom analogy. Now, imagine you're in your classroom, all the students are moving around. If the classroom is really cold, they're not going to move around very fast. They're just going to stand in one place, maybe huddle together, and they're going to be really cold, right? That's what the particles do. In diffusion, osmosis, even active transport, the particles, when it's cold, they're not moving as fast. They don't have that much kinetic energy. But when the temperature increases, the rate of diffusion, osmosis, active transport, it increases. So rate of movement of particles increases with temperature. Number four, a really key thing you need to remember is that osmosis is only with water. It's the movement of water. How can you remember that? Well, osmosis, the word has two O's in it, and you can think of them as being like bubbles in water. And so that helps remember osmosis is for the movement of water only. Number five, what is active transport? Well, it's the only type of movement which has the word active in it, right? And so active, if someone is active, it means they have a lot of energy. And so active transport is the only type of movement that requires energy, and that comes through respiration. The other two, diffusion and osmosis, do not require energy to move. They're natural. Active transport goes against the concentration gradient. That's why it requires energy. Bonus hack, how can you remember what are the features of a good exchange surface? So there are four features you need to remember, and how we can remember it is by remembering the sentence, very large exchange surface. So the V stands for ventilated. One exchange surface we have is in our lungs, the alveoli. We have a lot of ventilation, we have air spaces, that makes it a good exchange surface. The L stands for large surface area. Things like our villi inside our small intestines, and again, alveoli, they have a large surface area, and so that makes it a good exchange surface. The E stands for efficient blood supply. If we look at, for example, the gills of fish and alveoli, our villi inside a small intestine, you have a large network of capillaries, you have a good blood supply, and that makes it a good, efficient exchange surface. The S stands for short diffusion pathway. Basically, the distance the particles need to move is very short because you have a thin membrane, or maybe the cells are one cell thick in the walls, and so you have a short diffusion pathway, efficient a movement of particles, and so that makes it an efficient exchange surface. All right, be sure to follow, like, and share so you don't miss out on good revision tips.